Alright, how we doing, everybody? Beautiful Tuesday out here. Got a little bit of a breeze, so hopefully there's not too much wind in my mic today, but man, love it. Every day is just a new adventure. You get to go through experiences that you never expected. You know, you have to understand that you can't plan for everything, and your ability to adjust in your day is crucial for your own success. So today I wanted to touch a little bit on change and how you react to that and how that can help or hinder in your own personal success, because the things that we do on a daily basis are, you know, a determining factor of the results that we get in life. But the results that we get in life, sometimes we want to continue. We want to find that success and then keep that success coming. So in order to do that, a lot of times we have to change how we go about getting those little successes. And what I mean is, in business, for example, they test and tweak and look at different angles and have different perspectives and figure out what works. And when you find what works, you want to do more of that. But if the only thing that you're doing is to continue pushing forward in ways that you've already pushed forward before, and that's all you know, and that's all you're going to look at, and that's all you'll do, eventually you're going to get passed up by people who will find other ways to do it better. And so competition within the marketplace forces us to be aware of everything around us in the industry that we're in and utilize that knowledge to be able to improve ourselves. So if we're not able to adjust and change our own methods and how we go about creating the same success that we had yesterday, a lot of times we're going to get left behind, and what worked for us yesterday will no longer work for us today. So we have to be willing to be problem solvers. You have to be willing to look at who else is doing what you're doing. I promise, if you're doing something, there's somebody else also doing that same thing. It's very tough to have an original idea anymore. But don't look at this as a negative. It allows you to learn and adjust and grow. Because when you're faced with a problem that you may not have had in yesterday's encounters, but today comes up and this is something that you have to face, when you walk into that situation, if you're willing and able to be a good problem solver, to think through a new situation and how to go about that in order to continue having the success that you had yesterday, then you can move forward and you can continue having that success. But if all you know is, well, this is what worked for us in the past, so this is what we're going to do, you're going to fail eventually. The methods of how people hear about things today versus even 10 years ago, 5 years ago, you know, yesterday, things change so fast. We used to only get information from TV commercials. We, you know, got actual magazines delivered to our house, and we would sit there and flip through them. And we had Encyclopedia Britannica, and, you know, when I was a kid, our information collection methods were absolutely 100% different than they are today. You know, my son is 11 going on 12, and they don't even have Encyclopedia Britannica anymore, because the internet has now allowed us to tap into every single information resource right away, to the point where kids don't need the actual hardback book to get that same information. And we're able to actually get more information and make better decisions because we have different ways of acquiring things. And so knowing how people access you and your product and your company and your information, all of that is crucial in how you go about developing your outlook on each situation and adapting to that based on the needs of the situation versus just what your experience is. You have to be willing to learn new things, try new things, be willing to fail because you're trying something that may not work, but you don't know if that works or not unless you try it. So if you're not willing to be a problem solver, look at a different perspective of how to handle a situation and how to change the way that you do things in order to actually keep them the same, then you're going to struggle in a lot of ways. You have to be willing to adjust and adapt to that change that you know is going to come. You can't avoid it. It's inevitable. So prepare for it. Challenge yourself to take on challenges. Don't walk away from anything that's simply just a scary emotion. Because really, guys, that emotion is scary because it's something you haven't done before. But if you look at it this way, as everything you haven't done before being scary, you're going to overwhelm yourself. But if you're willing to take on that challenge and you do a new scary thing today, and then tomorrow you look at a different challenge and you take on another new scary thing tomorrow, eventually you get kind of comfortable taking on new things and it becomes less scary regardless of what the new thing is. So you can really condition yourself over consistent actions to simply be able to embrace any challenge, handle any situation, regardless of what it is, and be able to think on your feet because the emotion is no longer there scaring you into a certain direction. You're able to actually look through, what are all of my options? What can we try? What may work here that didn't work yesterday? So to this note, I just want to give a quick shout out here to a couple of ladies that I've been working with that are really seeing some massive success in their business right now. They literally signed up almost 50 people yesterday into their business because they're doing some things out there that, you know, a lot of other people just aren't willing to do, and staying consistent. And they're really having some massive success. But in that same breath, looking at options of how can we adjust what we're doing to account for this momentum. We have all these brand new people here that we've got to train and work with and all of that. So having a system that we can put together and use to show these guys, hey, here's what we're doing. All you have to do is X, Y, Z, and it will work for you too. This is how they're looking to change some of their actions to continue the same results that they're getting of growing their company and their business and everything in their world. So being able to react in these situations, look forward to celebrating this success today, but also moving towards a new success tomorrow based on changing some of the strategies of how you got to where you are, really allows you to move forward at a much faster pace. So appreciate you guys hanging out with me today. Tanya, Rachel, all you guys, definitely keep doing what you're doing. If you have some kind of success happening, keep working with that momentum. Adjust a little bit so you can keep that success coming. Appreciate you guys. We'll see everybody next time.